Are you interested in getting into bot trading? Try crowtrader.com right now and download version 1.2.1, now available for free. Download Windows, Mac, or Linux version and experiment on Coinbase Pro and Binance Legacy with new exchanges coming very soon. And learn how to use the bot before you've ever paid a dime. Download 1.2.1 now, free at crowtrader.com. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome. It's 1:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am the Crypto Crow. Thank you so much for joining me. And again, we're live. We're just doing lives anymore. It's just what I'm doing now. And man, broke 40,000. Bitcoin broke $40,000. I was watching this and I was getting everything. I was doing a lot of different stuff as usual. And man, hit 40 grand. We wicked down. We're wicking down, wick down. As you can see, my proposed chart was wrong, so I think it's safe to ignore this at this point. And maybe we'll just put this here. We'll put that there, and let's see, where do I put it? So boom, boom, and we'll bring this down to about here for this, just the sake of it. And yeah, we'll say that might be a little more reasonable from here on, because I don't see that. I mean, here's the thing: we hit 40,000, and I kind of like the idea that we pumped as fast as we did. And I was actually going back and I was looking at Bitcoin's price and the other bull markets, and there's definitely a lot of similarity to 2013's bull run than there is to the 2017 bull run. Now, my question from here is, do we now, we peak out at 40 grand. Does it move up from there? I haven't even looked. You can see my 21 EMA. The spread is growing. We got some pretty significant pullbacks, though, in the 2013 bull run before things went seriously parabolic up to the peak of November, December. And so we very well may very well have a full year of this. And if we do, and we're just getting started, this is 40 grand at the beginning of the year. $100,000 Bitcoin just sounds low. $250,000 Bitcoin sounds potentially more reasonable. I've made predictions to $280,000 Bitcoin at the peak of this market. Those are predictions I was making during the bear market, just basically based off of what is possible, what happens. Now, the thing that I'm seeing, though, is that Ethereum's getting pumped up. Now, there's obviously news recently of the CME futures getting ready to launch their Ethereum futures, which, here's the thing. People are trying to correlate, the Bitcoin CME futures with the big parabolic pump, which we both know is nonsense. What it allowed them to do is it allowed some of these bigger whales to short Bitcoin's price down from the peak. Now, maybe they helped push it up some. I don't know, but what I do know is that it helped push it down. So while there's some, and then, of course, you saw Trump basically take credit for that, or at least you saw articles where Trump was apparently taking credit for that, as though, and I don't even know if it's real, to be frank with you, but basically saying, we had to, and then you had the I forget who it was. I don't have any of those articles pulled up, but you see some of these guys saying, yeah, we had to tame Bitcoin. People said we couldn't. Here we are, that kind of thing. They're very smug about it. I think to be quite honest with you, I think that was some of these institutions, government officials, whatever, trying to take credit for something that they had no real part in, because that was just a part of the natural flow of Bitcoin as an early asset, right? I mean, it's like, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to basically go back, look at the trends, look at the market cycles, understand what's coming, what's happening, and then say, oh yeah, we did that. Yeah, whatever. I can say the same thing. I did that because I got on YouTube, pumped it, and then, I don't know, just my very presence basically tamed Bitcoin. Like, it's so easy to do. But in any case, now they're getting ready to launch an Ethereum futures, which is going to allow them to short the heck out of it on the way down. And this is these are tools that these guys are using outside of using like leverage trading platforms where you can go long or short a position. These are more institutional focused products that they're offering. And so it looks like Ethereum's next on the list. So that's obviously coming soon. Will that play a role in pumping Ethereum's price up further? I don't know. What I do know is that a lot of institutions have been accumulating Ethereum as well as Bitcoin. And they're accumulating other things too. I'm sure they're just not making a lot of that as public, or they're not making as big a deal out of it. So, you know, what my question is, though, is from here at $40,000 Bitcoin, as we continue to kind of wick down, will there be a significant pullback from this point? Because $40,000 Bitcoin at such an early stage in this market, in some sense to me, is a little scary. But if you look at the numbers, you also see that so many institutions are buying in. So many big players are buying up all of the mining yield that's hitting the market. They're buying up a lot of this stuff through over-the-counter deals and relationships. And so my question is, does the profit go into the altcoin market from here? Are the altcoins going to start seeing a bit of a pump? If we looked at the past in 2017, the altcoin market rallies, while we're getting little trickles across the board with all of these altcoins, this is also after a lot of the profit from these altcoin gains from the past were bled into Bitcoin and to some degree Ethereum. Keep in mind, I think last year Ethereum was like $80. Okay, so I think a lot of the profit was either cashed out or bled into Bitcoin. We're going to reach a point where, you know, and at the same time, when at the last bull market there were like, I don't know, 2,500 maybe there was like 1,800 cryptocurrency tokens out on the market. Now there's like probably close to 7,000. So the pool is much bigger. So the question is what is going to cause a lot of this Bitcoin profit and Ethereum profit from these big corrections to go into what product, what project, what's going to dictate where this money flows to and from once the altcoin market really starts to rally? Because we're not really seeing a lot of that yet. We're seeing a couple of different projects. Hell, Celsius Network pumped significantly and it's lost a lot of value just in the past week. To be quite frank, since the live we did with Cardano, I don't think that was a reason, because we saw an even bigger pump after that. But I think that some of the profit that people have been generating through stuff like Celsius Network is going into Bitcoin because they're expecting another pump. So the game has begun, and the question is, what altcoins are really going to drive home? Even though all of them, I'm sure, to some degree, are going to see significant pumps throughout the altcoin rally. For me personally, I'm more concerned and more interested in understanding which altcoins are going to pump faster and get more significant gains and be worth, ultimately, not necessarily worth more, but worth more than you know, like if I bought Ethereum at X amount of dollars and I get X amount, you know, and I invested that into an altcoin, I want that altcoin to be worth more than the Ethereum was. So that's ultimately what I'm spending a lot of time trying to figure out, trying to find patterns, trying to better understand. And I will be doing some content as we move forward through the year, sharing some of my findings, my impressions, and my thoughts. Now, before I get into some other stuff, I want to do this. This is a paid announcement. They basically paid 0.10 Bitcoin, so a tenth of a Bitcoin for this paid announcement. This is on January 14th, 2021. Stacks 2.0 launch event is coming. Apps and smart contracts on Bitcoin. What a better time to bring this up. I was actually supposed to do this yesterday, and I think it worked out better that we just waited until today with Bitcoin breaking above $40,000. So this is actually pretty cool because the speakers, Anthony Pompliano, Kevin Rose, I didn't even notice this before. This dude, so back in the day when I was in the music business, I actually had a band. I booked a band to perform on Attack of the Show, which was ultimately part of the G4 network. But before that, it was Tech TV. Kevin Rose was on Tech TV And he was great. I love this guy. And because I watch Tech TV religiously, I loved it. That's where Olivia Munn got her start. God, what's it? Evangeline Lilly? Oh my God. I mean, both of them. I'm like, oh, and Olivia Munn, Jesus, really? And these girls got their start on Tech TV, Attack of the Show. But Kevin Rose, that's where Kevin Rose was before he launched dig.com, and he made like so much money. He said, goodbye, Tech TV. And I'm like, no, don't go. Because I missed that network, but that's so funny because I just noticed Kevin Rose was in on this panel. I really like Kevin Rose, so this is really cool. Just so many people on this panel that are going to be presenting and speaking. So this is a pretty big event, and there's a lot of big supporters. And honestly, Kevin Rose actually speaks volumes to me because I don't remember all the specifics, but I'm pretty sure somebody offered Kevin Rose like an abundance of money. And I'm thinking it was for Dig. I'm not 100% sure. And he turned it down because of what they wanted to do with it. And I don't know if I'm making this up, but I remember Kevin being presented with something he turned down because he just didn't think that it was in line with their initial like principles or whatever. So I'm not 100% sure on that. But anyway, you can check out this site. This is stacks2.com, register. So you might want to check that out. And what's this all about? Well, this is all about Blockstack, easily build decentralized applications. And ultimately, they're working on methods and protocols to build decentralized applications on Bitcoin. So I applaud this. I actually think this is pretty nifty. I was happy to talk about this briefly as an announcement. But you might want to check this out and figure out what these guys are doing because they're pulling some pretty big names in support of this. And so, yeah. And one of the things, too, is that apparently one of the big notes I have is that these guys are regulated by the SEC, apparently. Now, I haven't seen anything. I don't know. I'm just basically going by what I've been presented with in terms of notes. But if that's true, that's a pretty big deal. So yeah, I mean, check this out, stacks2.com, and look at the panel, look at the information, and then find out a little bit more about what this is about. Now, stock to flow. This is the Bitcoin stock to flow chart as it sits right now. And if you look at this in comparison to where we were, if you look at the stock to flow, this is the 2013. So we're basically more along the lines of here. And then you'll notice we did end up getting a significant pullback at one point before the actual market peak. So at some point, I do believe we're going to see a pretty significant pullback if we follow this. Now, you notice we got a good peak run here and then came down, and then boom, we peaked up right before 2014. In 2017, we didn't get this. We got a pretty parabolic, steady flow and run up. Now, my question is, if we follow something like this, what is going to be the cause of it? And what I need to do is I really need to cross-reference this to whatever the altcoin market was back then. Was this a significant correction in Bitcoin's price because some of the profits started going into altcoins, at which point those altcoins started trading back and forth into Bitcoin, further driving the price action further or up further? That's what I think is likely, because that's a pretty significant pullback. What we see here, if we were to see this, I mean, honestly, based off of this, we should already have done this. Because this happened, boom, like almost instantly. That was April, January, February, March, April. So yeah, I guess we'll have to see. But so far, we're right on track. And you can see the buy pressure here is significantly more powerful than it was in 2017. So maybe the question is, because we don't have a lot of ICO FOMO, this market, if a lot of that money is going into Bitcoin instead. So I don't know. I'm just literally thinking out loud live on YouTube. But these are the thoughts that I get. I'm just sharing my thoughts. But yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing a pullback right about now, and I'd like to see some of this money flow going into the altcoin market, because it's actually really frustrating to watch so many of these altcoins bleed. Altcoins with strong fundamentals, altcoins that are, there are a lot of altcoins I invested in that have not been doing very well at all. I mean, a lot of these are down 95, 96, some 98% against Ethereum. And while I expected some of that to a degree, I didn't expect to see the sheer number of altcoins that are in that kind of position, with very few that have risen. A lot of that is because DeFi has just taken over. I mean, since 2017, and there's been a lot more money going into DeFi projects because they want to see these yields. And while that's exciting, and I get it, it's still so risky. And the number of rug pulls that I've seen is not slowing down. Mike Novogratz, who I'm actually very honored to see, he actually follows me on Twitter, and I was very happy to see that. Even though I can't get the guy on the horn, I can't get him on my channel to discuss things, because I'd love to learn a lot from him. But let's face it, I'm just some idiot on the interwebs. This guy doesn't give two shits about me. I think he's probably just following me on Twitter because I'm in crypto. I don't know. But he sounds like such a level-headed guy, and he sounds like somebody that I could definitely learn a lot from. To me, he is to me what I am to a lot of you guys out there, constantly sending me messages. Hey, can I pick your brain? Hey, can I learn from you? And I appreciate it, and I do try to respond to as many of you as possible. I get so much across so many platforms. I also want to point out real quick that across all platforms, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram has been getting bad. There are so many people now. I don't even know if it's so many. It could be one person who's creating all these fake accounts that, like, of me, and then running around posting like Bitcoin QR codes, send me Bitcoin for this, send me Bitcoin for that. Now, trying to scam people. Guys, it's not me. I never post anything anywhere asking you to send me money. And I definitely don't. I mean, I don't do any of it. So, like, I don't even know what to say. But these guys are getting crafty, and they're ramping up. And I know that it's not just me. They're doing it to a lot of YouTubers and a lot of cryptocurrency educators and things like that. I'm not even big on Instagram. But somebody pointed out today that there's an account that's pretending to be me with like 20,000 followers. Another one is a little more creative or specific. They created one to basically look exactly like mine with the exact same number of followers. And my Instagram is Crow of Crypto. That's my real Instagram. They left out the F. So it even fooled me when somebody said, "Is this you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's me." No, wait, that's not me. There's no F in there. And then they're really crafty, folks. Just be very, very careful. You should know. And anytime, this is the thing. For those of you guys out there, there's 460 of you live. And I'm not trying to waste your time, but I do think this is important. Anytime you see somebody pretending to be me or anybody else promoting some scam, make a comment. This is a scammer. This isn't the real Crow, or this isn't the real whoever. Help other people in the community, because we don't always see this stuff. It's almost impossible for us to police individually, and I don't know what you have to do to get verified on any of this stuff. I'm still not verified on Twitter. I'm not verified on Instagram because I'm not big enough on any of this stuff. I've only got 15,000 followers on Twitter. Nobody gives a shit about me on Twitter. I don't even have, like, the only thing I really focus on is YouTube. So I'm not aware of a lot of the stuff that's going on some of these other platforms. And if I'm active more on anything, it's probably Twitter than anything else. So just make that known. On Thursday's broadcast of CNBC's Squawk Box, Galaxy Digital CEO Mike Novogratz warned that Bitcoin could go down together with stocks because there's too much correlation with risk assets. But then he goes on further to say that, it's not going to be long before Bitcoin separates from that. And Bitcoin starts doing its own thing once again. Another quick thing, Uphold will neither halt nor delist XRP until the court declares it a security. So Uphold's holding strong in their support, despite the legal quandary Ripple is currently facing due to the SEC's lawsuit, which has caused many top exchanges to wash their hands off the affairs of Ripple. Uphold, a crypto exchange operator and payments processor, says it will not delist XRP nor suspend its trading until the court's decision justifies SEC's complaints against Ripple. You know, I wish everyone else felt this way, but I mean, listen, when Coinbase either suspends or delists something, that to me is telling, because Coinbase is probably one of the most regulated platforms out there. I mean, we all know that Coinbase plays ball with the government, which is great. That's fine. That's fine by me. I know that they tell the government what I've got in there. They tell the government, you know, anything that I do with it. You know, they tell the government everything. I don't personally care. And so good on them. But the whole point of that is, if they're pulling stuff down, that to me says that there's more going on, and that there's likely a bigger case than maybe meets the eye to the general public. And while some of these stances are fine and dandy, listen, I mean, there are a lot of people that they're probably holding XRP and they still don't even realize what's going on. So you know, we'll see. What's Bitcoin doing? Oh, back down 38,000. So we're definitely wicking down. A wick down doesn't necessarily mean anything. Keep in mind, this is a daily chart that we're looking at. So there's the weekly, another weekly. Let's look at the hourly. Wow. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Oh. All right. These are the lines that I drew on the week. I'm like, wait a minute. Did I predict something and it's happening? I got lost for a second. So anyway, yeah. I don't know if this is going to happen, but you know, this would be a 40% drop from here down to 25,000, or 36.59% drop rather. So we'll see what happens. Stacks 2.0 launch event. Don't forget about it. Paid announcement, but you know, an easy one to do, just because it sounds like a pretty legitimate project. And you know, I may at some point in the future look deeper into this. Also, don't forget about the link in the description for my Subscribe Star. Check it out. I'm going to be adding new tiers here very soon, so you might want to take a peek. But let's take a quick look at the altcoins and see what's going on while Bitcoin is dumping. Stellar Lumens up 124%. That's ticking down a bit. ADA ticking down a bit from 30 something. I think it was like 32, 33 cents. It's back down to 0.29. Ethereum, $1,224, up 62%. I like that Cardano pumped faster than Ethereum. Elrond, that looks pretty decent. OMG Network, I definitely like to see OMG get a nice pump, because I really want to see them exceed their original all-time high if at all possible. Let's see here. Theta's definitely been kicking some tail. This is something. Sia Coin to me is like completely underrated. They just have a huge supply, and I think that's one of the things that holds the price action down a bit. But I mean, honestly, I look at Sia Coin as kind of a safe haven. Like if you made a bad bet on a project, I definitely look at Sia Coin as something that's going to pump with the market in the future, and it might end up getting a 10, 15x from here. And nobody talks about it, but it's proven itself time and time again. It's almost kind of like, I don't want to say it's like a Dogecoin, but I mean, it's a legitimate service, and it's a legitimate company that is maintained in operation and grown quite a bit. They even came out with their own mining hardware. I think it was called the Obelisk or something like that. And it's 0.004 cents. So, and it's up 40%. So that's dipping a little bit, but you can see that it gets nice pumps with the market, and starting at such a low price, it might be an easy entry for, you know, projects that got a lot of tokens that are worth, you know, somewhere near or even a little above this. But they're gone to crap. You could probably throw it into Sia Coin and just hold out and wait for a pump. But that's just an idea. Icon is something that I'm definitely looking into much deeper again, because it's been performing pretty well in this market rally. The one thing I'm actually shocked to see is Divi token. Where's Divi token? Because I know that they've got a lot of stuff brewing, and I guess they've been fairly quiet. They're not even in the top 100 right now, because they were doing really well, and then for whatever reason it just started dipping, and I don't know why. It's even dropped from its 3 cents, and I'm just kind of surprised to see this. Yesterday's change up 2%. Its all-time high was 35 cents. It's down 91.69% since its high, but up 27.49, over 2,700% since its low. And I'm like, man, I know they've got some cool stuff coming, so I expect to see this go up from here. Once a lot of this stuff starts getting public, because me and a bunch of other influencers I know, we've been playing with their new app on the iPhone, and it's sick. And the ease of being able, you're going to be able to send tokens from one person to another just using their username. So you're not going to have to, like, it's not going to be, it's their new app is going to be sick, man. I'm just, when are they going to launch it, make it public, and start spreading the news? Because I want to start using that more. And yeah, so all right, 500 of yous, exactly 500 of yous. Coinbase down. Coinbase is down. They like to go down when stuff is Coinbase likes to go down when they think that there's a big correction coming. I own ICX, but it's moving so slowly. Well, yes, I get it. And that's the thing. A lot of these other altcoins have not really started to move yet. You're seeing the upticks, but it doesn't really matter, because the original values were bled into Bitcoin and Ethereum, or simply cashed out. So now we have to wait for these new influxes from the profit of Bitcoin, Ethereum, to then start flowing into the general altcoin market. The question is when is that going to happen? Elon Musk buying Bitcoin. He has for a while. Cardano, can we go to $1 this year? Really? Yeah, you don't watch my videos much. Cardano's original all-time high was $1.33 when it was a white paper and a broken wallet. I'm pretty sure we're going to surpass that now, while like 67% of it's being staked, all the other things. So yeah, but I do like ICX. Crow, I love your videos, man. Keep killing it. Thank you, Steve. I appreciate it. 2 Bitcoin will be bought up by the big boys. Oh, 2K Bitcoin. Yeah, like a lot of the people that are selling right now is just going to get bought up. And that's the other side to this. Oh wow, it's really dumping. So we hit 40,000. Now we're back down to 36.6. But I'm quite confident that a lot of this is going to end up being bought up by institutions, man. So any of the retail players that are trying to sell this, I don't know, say goodbye to your Bitcoin. We'll see. Yeah, right here we got a wick up to a wick down of 20%. So I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. I'm definitely always paying attention, but and I will also say that I've got I'm going to be on a really big call today with Somi. And I'm not going to say with who, but if the meeting goes well, it's going to be some pretty big news for multiple parties. And I am definitely playing. I will say it's not Celsius. It's not Celsius, but it is. Should be a really big call, and I'm hoping it goes really well. Look at this! Wow. That's on a daily, and it doesn't know where it wants to go. All right, well, we'll just have to play it out. I could hang out here and watch the chart live with everybody, but that'd be pretty boring, and I'm sure you've got other stuff to do and probably other people you want to watch that you care about just a little bit more. So I will let you go to it. I'm going to get back to work, and once final time, January 14th, Stacks 2.0 launch event, apps and smart contracts on Bitcoin. Check out the schedule, check out the speakers. And if you happen to attend this and you get an opportunity, tell Kevin Rose I said hi. Because I've always been a big fan. I like the guy. Even kind of looks like me a little bit. He looks like a smaller, better looking version of me. So until next time, guys, grow your coins. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you for stopping by. I'll see you again soon.